She looks like she's thinking about something naughty or horny. Hi and welcome back to the channel. I'm Steven with your weekly figure news fix. This time around 20th to 25th of April 2026. And for this week, the main highlights are lots of pop-up parades, sadly, and a couple of new Legendary of Heroes skill figures. Guzman is starting to make them. Okay. But my personal favorite or my personal highlight this week, which I'm using for the title of today's video, yep, Blue Archive Yuka, not because she is in her pajamas, but because of her unique faceplate. That is something you'll see more in Figmas or action figures in general, Nandroids. I wish that more skill figures would get interesting faceplates. Meanwhile, third parties, a lot, like a hell lot of figures. So we have a long way to go, and let's begin with our first section, Hobby Link Japan over here, which is genuine PVC figures. And the largest scale this week, just a quick mention because I normally cover Japanese and maybe Korean, Nikkei's Korean, Blue Archive's Korean, Japanese, Korean, and Chinese stuff, I suppose. Not touching Western game titles, but this is coming from Infinity Studio and Blizzard. Sally Whitemane from World of Warcraft, over 413,000 yen. Damn. How much is that in US dollars? January 2027 release, and for something that premium, releasing in January is actually pretty fast because Prime 1 Studios 1x4 skill like Elite Masterline statues are coming out in late 2027. This is pretty fast in comparison. And yes, Infinity Studio is Chinese. Also, Infinity Studio is like the parent company behind SSR figure. No, those slightly cheaper PVC figures, yep, same company. Right, moving on to our first, no, not our first. This one went on pre-order last week on Ami, so this is also a quick mention. 1x6 skill before the swim, getting ready to change Yuzu by Animaster, 8,600 yen. I think Ami was cheaper because they were offering a discount. Ami was around 8,000 yen or below that. Yeah, so while I love my JKs in school uniform and swimsuit, this one, the backside is a bit flat, but I'll take it anyway. Yeah. Okay, moving on to the new stuff, not new stuff again. This one pre-order opens on Ami last week, and I thought it was weird that HLJ did not offer this one. I assumed that the figure was cast-offable. Now that HLJ is offering it, maybe not. Yeah, so Gushing Over Magical Girls, Leopard Serious Mode by Belfine, 30,000 yen. Yep. Cheaper over here compared to Ami. September release, and that would be this September. Yep, the next one here, this is a new figure this week. 1x6 skill Succubus Mieru by Rencontre. Not sure how to pronounce that. 25,454 yen, January release 2027. So this is a new brand that I know nothing about. And this figure pre-order opened last week, but in AusGK, which I avoided touching on it because I wanted to wait for the Japanese sites to list her. And this is the Save for Work version, sadly, because HLJ does not sell 18 plus figures anymore. To get that, you need to go to Ami's mature content section where they have the deluxe version for 32,000 yen, and you get to cast her off, and on top of that you're getting an extra faceplate. 32k is a lot of money for a figure brand that we know nothing about. But yes, the thing with ecchi figures, their quality control in general tend to be better than Save for Work figures, and by that I mean not castable ones, because of the volume they make a lot lower. These are very niche products after all, not as mainstream, and when the manufacturing quantity is low, that is where they get to manage the quality control better. Yep. So if you like her, maybe pre-order it. Moving on to the next one here, coming from Reze Dream, a Chinese brand that I have not heard from for quite a while actually. 1x6 skill Ada Gazer, Lingguang Beautiful Jiangshi, 28,400 yen, April release, April next year. So this one, yeah, Reze Dream, I remember them best for their 1x6 skill. What's the name again? Toho figures, right? The 1x6 scale, Remila Scarlet and Flandre Scarlet, which looked amazing, but unfortunately, those two figures had quality control issues. I think I did mention them in my Worst Figure of the Year award last year. Not Worst Figure of the Year, more like Fails of the Year, right? The quality control issues were not that bad, just that they were noteworthy because they involved a couple of 30,000 yen figures. So those figures, I discussed it in a video last year, you can check that one out. Meanwhile, for this one over here, well, looks nice, but 28,400 yen is a tad bit too much for this figure. That's what I feel. Of course, being a Chinese brand, it is possible to get it a lot cheaper on Taobao, so you might want to wait until after release and perhaps buy it via Taobao, even if it means using Superbuy to get it. Yeah. Moving on to the next one, Nekojira illustration Tia-chan. This is a re-release by Yunnan Creative, 19,000 yen, November release. Yeah, the thing with Yunnan Creative is that a lot of their original character figures bargain bin after release, but there are a select few where this did not happen, and I believe this Tia is one of them. The value did not go down for this one. I still prefer the more expensive one by was it Tri-Eagle Studio or something? Yeah, it was expensive. It was a 1x4 scale premium figure after all, but that one looked a lot nicer. This one is cheap though, 19,000 yen only, so you may want to pick one up. Next up, we have another re-release by Yunnan Creative, but now we are into 1x7 scale territory. Chained Soldier, Mato Seihei no Slave. Tenka Izumo swimsuit version, 20,000 yen, January release. I want the other Tenka Izumo figure, more like I want to review that one in her military outfit. I wonder if that one is already on pre-order or not yet. I don't remember anymore. And was that by Yunnan Creative as well? I also don't remember. So Tenka Izumo is one of the fan favorites of this anime and presumably an adaptation from manga, right? I heard that the artist is the same one behind Akame ga Kill, which explains why the main character is so similar to Akame ga Kill's main villain. What's her name again? Yeah, the Ice Queen. So back to this Tenka Izumo, do I like her? Yes, absolutely, I love her. But this one feels like buying a Beach Queen figure by Wave Corporation, a low-budget figure from 10 years ago, even if it is a lot bigger. So I'm not sure about this one. If the price is low, maybe, but I'm a bit hesitant to buy figures of seasonal anime characters, and I demand a Season 3 right now. Season 2 was fantastic. I loved Season 2, which was actually better than Season 1. And if you did not watch Mato Seihei no Slave, please go and watch it, just that it is quite cultured. Cultured in a good way. Actually, I haven't enjoyed an edgy action anime that much since High School DxD, right? High School DxD is a mix of action, decent plot and storytelling, and I mean actual plot, not that pair of plots on an anime girl's chest. And also, yes, Hadaka stuff. So Mato Seihei no Slave is also similar. You get action, you get comedy, and you get all the good stuff where they undress. Come on, Season 3 please. Please come out by next year. I mean within next year. Right, next up, this figure, I covered it last week on OzGK. Yep, I jumped the gun because I wasn't sure that this figure will show up in Japanese websites or not. She did. So we have Rain Neko 1x7 scale Rin Wei-chan Stroll version special edition with a wall scroll, 22,000 yen. So I was correct. Last week I said that US $144 was around 22,000 yen. Spot on. I was just doing a rough calculation. Okay, and you can have her without the wall scroll for 21,000 yen. Only 1,000 yen difference. This time around, I'll go for the wall scroll route. If the wall scroll is like an additional 4,000 or 5,000 yen, then I would be a lot more hesitant. But having said that, I ended up buying DX version of every Nikkei figure that I am reviewing or having reviewed in the past. Kawaii and Loli, I love it. Right, new brand. I think literally their first figure or something, so nobody knows about this brand yet. Next up over here, this one I covered it last week, a quick mention. On Army last week, yes. So this one is Prime 1 Studio 1x7 scale Prisma Wing, Meiko art by Lek. Yeah, 30k, overpriced, full stop. And to make things worse, the detail levels on this figure are not exactly that outstanding either. Yeah. Next up, oh, this is nice. Wonderful Works 1x7 scale Neko Metal original character Meltona Girl Metako. I remember this one, saw it in One Fest back in February. 23,545 yen, releasing in February 2027. Who doesn't like cat girls, man? This is nice. I love this figure. Yeah, just that not too sure about buying a figure of a character that, well, that sounds hypocritical when I say that. I wanted to say that not sure about buying figures of characters that I don't know about, but that is exactly what I did for all the Blue Archive, DK, and game characters that I did not even play the game. So it is, dependent on whether I like the character design enough or not. Wonderful Works is okay. I would rank them B tier, right? B or B plus. I reviewed only one figure from this brand, yep, that Astrologist from Genshin Impact. It was okay, but I feel like there are quite a number of figure brands that comes to mind that are better in quality. Wonderful Works feel like something similar to Kotobukiya in level, which is pretty decent still. Next up, we have Intelligent Systems. Okay, so they are back with more Fire Emblem figures. Azura White Songstress, almost 30,000 yen, and here is a BLM version, a Dark Songstress for the same price. Both are releasing in June next year. So if you plan to get both, that would be a cool 60,000 yen before shipping and taxes. Damn. So if you want Fire Emblem scale figures, you have like two options. Either Intelligent Systems, where they appear to hold exclusive rights to this franchise, or there were a few pop-up rates of Fire Emblem characters in the past, if I remembered correctly. But even with that one, I believe that Intelligent Systems was also involved in some way. So if you are a fan of Fire Emblem, which I'm aware that is very popular, insanely popular in fact, would you get only either one? Or would you suck it up and say, I'll take both? I'd love to hear that, because taking both is very expensive. 30k each, man. Right, Intelligent Systems, I think I've seen pictures of their Fire Emblem figures in MFC posted by other users. They look fairly fine, and they really looked like figures that were made by Good Smile Company, as if they contracted it to Good Smile's factory to manufacture them. You know, the way they paint the figure and so on, the finish, yeah, looked like something from Good Smile, which is normally fine. Like, I have problems with GSC nowadays, right? Their QC nowadays is a bit erratic, but still, I would take a Good Smile figure over a Belfine figure any day, given the choice. Next up over here, this is my personal main highlight this week. 1x7 scale Blue Archive Yuka Pajamas version, 17,000 yen February release. So this figure is generic, like not very special at first glance until you jump to this picture over here. Yep, this one. Yeah, she looks like she's thinking about something naughty or horny. The kind of face expression that you see only in action figures or Nandroids or anything that comes with multiple face parts for you to get creative with. And yes, I would love to see more scale figures by any brand giving us slightly unique faceplates like this one. Not like what Kotobukiya is doing, you know. One would be a slight smile, and then one would be like a poker face, but then the eye and the nose look exactly the same. That was exactly what my Frieren is like. Two faceplates. I have the Koto exclusive version, but they look almost identical except for the mouth region. This is the way to do multiple faceplates, seriously. So every game character or every anime character, they have their own unique personality and character, and it would be nice if, you know, a very specific or iconic expression that we saw in the anime, in the manga, in the novel is being adapted as an alternative faceplate option in the figure. That would be pretty nice. Just like how third-party figure brands, they are always going for the Anya's troll face, you know? Yeah, I want that, man. Give us that. I think a lot of figure collectors will be able to appreciate that a lot. Yeah. Moving on to the next one here. Good Smile Company. 1x7 scale Legends of Heroes Trails Beyond the Horizon. Rixia Mao. Rixia Mao. I think Kotobukiya has a 1x8 scale figure of her that came out years ago. I think, right? I'm not sure. I feel I've seen this name before. 22,545 yen. Very reasonable. And that is a nice base. Yin and Yang base. February release. You look at the pictures over here, right? I know this is partly excellent photography work. Behind the scenes, you know, look at the shiny armor, metallic, and the hair is like, this is smooth finish, not exactly gloss. I can see different textures, right? So you compare this to whatever Kotobukiya is doing, which is this next figure over here, 1x8 scale as Laura SR said, okay, from the Legend of Heroes, November release, 1x8 scale, 21,000 yen. See, 21,000 and 22,500 for the one before this one. 1,500 yen of difference, but you're getting it slightly bigger, 1x7. Kotobukiya stuff are not cheap nowadays. See, the pricing they're asking for is not far off Good Smile or a few other companies, in fact. And you look at the pictures over here, right? How do I put it? Like, the figure is not as vibrant, not as shiny, the Japanese say kira kira, something like that. Not shiny, not glowing, not standing out compared to the Good Smile ones here. Granted, the Good Smile pictures over here, they are better photographer overall. Yeah, like, no contest, man. This looks way better. That's the thing with Kotobukiya. Their quality control is great nowadays, not much QC issues, and their figures overall are still a good purchase. Because, you know, you are not getting anything screwed up, no problematic faces. Kotobukiya has never screwed up a figure's face before. So it is a very safe purchase, but it feels like even though Good Smile has the occasional quality control issue, their figures look a lot more attractive just based off the paint finish alone, how they do the paint work. Sadly, if you have been collecting Legends of Heroes figures by Kotobukiya, you need to stick to Koto because, scale issues, right? All of the previous Legend of Heroes figures are 1x8 and then suddenly there is a 1x7 scale Rixia Mao right there. Yeah, not nice. Of course, this is a me problem. I have this OCD where when I have multiple figures from the same series or same game, same title, and then one is too big, one is too small next to each other, I just don't like the look of it. Yeah. Right, both are good pre-orders, really up to you. Moving on to the next one, Kotobukiya, we have 1x7 scale Theorita. Oh yes, before I forget, let me get back to this Laura over here. This is the one on HLJ, the standard version. There is a limited version, once again by Kotobukiya, with a face expression which I think you can live without because for a girl wielding a sword, yeah, you want her to be like, doing that constipation reaction when they are shouting out their skill name before they execute the Excalibur or something like that. You know, before they fire a huge ass laser beam into your face, they need to shout it out loud, the name of the skill, for everyone to hear it. So this face expression is probably enough for this figure. The smiling faceplate feels a bit unnecessary to me. Meanwhile, for the next one here, Kotobukiya Theorita, from Sentenced to be a Hero, this one you may want her with the Koto Online exclusive faceplate, which is a lot nicer in my opinion. So it is a case-by-case basis, as you can see. Over here, it is 25,000 yen. Once again, very expensive. I would even call it overpriced, considering that this is a lolly character. Small figure. Yeah, 25k is a bit too much for this one. But if you want her, try to get the Koto exclusive for this one. And the third figure, SNK King of Fighters 15 Kula Diamonds. I love the post on this one. 18,000 yen at 1/7 scale October release. And you will also want this figure with Koto Online exclusive. Yeah, because you need to shout out the name of your skill before you unleash an attack. So that screaming, shouting faceplate is a lot better for an arcade game character like this one. My opinion, of course, but yeah, this one you'll want her in Koto Online exclusive as well. Next up, we have Belfine. I just trash talked about them 5 minutes ago. One of my 7 skill classroom of the elite Arisu Sakayanagi, 33,300 yen March release, and this is before tax. Remember that. So this is like 36,000 yen plus over in Ami. Assuming there are no discounts, but they might discount a bit for you. I did not check the price over at Ami. So this one is grossly overpriced, right? I know the figure looks very unique. I love the base. I love the setup of this figure. But yeah, not good smell. Belfine, they screwed up a couple of figures last year. Those figures were pretty unique in terms of the setup and how they are being plugged into the base. They almost look like panties and stocking from Panties Stocking Garter Belt, right? Those two original characters, and they ended up screwing up those two figures where the attachment to the base, right? Between the foot peg and the base, it was very loose or defective, something like that. And just from looking at those two figures, having a lot of complaints from people who bought it, I'm already getting PTSD. I don't feel confident about this one. Hopefully, nothing is wrong between the attachment from the figure to the chessboard and to the base. Anyways, she looks fabulous. Like, face expression, the pose and everything. To me, this is a perfect figure. I wouldn't change a thing. The only problem I have is the manufacturer behind this being Belfine. In fact, I think that if it was Kotobukiya or, Good Smile being the one manufacturing this, I don't think it would be as high as 33,000 yen. 27, 28, max 30k. That is what I think. Of course, the licensing cost from Kadokawa must have been pretty high. So, if you love Classroom of the Elite, which I actually do, would you pay 33,000 yen for this lolly baba who can't walk really well without her walking stick? I would love to hear your answer. Yeah. Okay, moving on to the next one, we have a couple of 1/7 scale figures from Uzaki-chan Wants to Hang Out, second season. This is her mom, which everyone loves. Suki Uzaki cheerleader version, 20,000 yen by Muse Molds, a relatively new figure brand from Japan. This is Japanese. September release. And of course, Uzaki-chan herself, Hana Uzaki, 20,000 yen, releasing this September as well. I'm not sure what to think about this pair of figures. I remember seeing them in One Fest a few months ago, but this pair of figures look a bit like pop-up red L's to me, which means not very detailed. But what gives it away, where these two are obviously premium scale figures, is the heavy shading on the hair, and a bit of it on the cheerleading outfit. The blue color here, I can see different blues, along the skirt. However, I'm not happy with the pom-poms, like plain pink color. Where is the shading? Right. Have you seen my review on this Blue Archive figure? It was from a week ago. Wasn't very popular review, but anyways, the shading on the pom-poms of that Blue Archive cheerleader figure was incredible compared to what I'm seeing over here. This looks like she has a pair of huge bubble gums in her hands or something. I'm not happy with it. And this feels like a 15,000 yen being sold at 20,000 yen. Yeah. Why only Hana Uzaki and Suki Uzaki? Where is her younger sister? The one that looks like Elec from Nikkei, except with grey hair. Her Imoto is the best because she's underage. Alright, moving on to the next one. Now we are in low budget figure territory. September release. This one is pop-up red Estelle Bright L size from Trails in the Sky first chapter. Wow, this is a really old game, right? I think this is really old. 8,000 yen September release. It is not like we're getting premium skill figures of this character nowadays, so pop-up rate L might not be a bad purchase, but look at this small detail, right? This belt around her neck over there, that is an area of concern where paint bleeding could happen, especially on low budget figures like this where they are less precise with the paint work, keeping the budget low, stuff like that. Same thing with the yellow color outline on her jacket overall. They are all critical points and common places for paint bleeding to happen. Next up over here, pop-up rate Beach Queen's Beta L size from the Eminence in Shadow, 8,000 yen, October release. Yep. Beta, how popular is she? I'm not too sure, but I'm not sure how to choose which girl I like best in the Eminence of Shadow. Like, I like every single girl, but for a different reason. Each of them are unique in a different way. Yeah, I can't decide which one I like. I don't like Alpha, I like Beta, I liked Delta as well. Delta is a bit too dumb for her own good, but yeah. Which is your favorite waifu in the Eminence of in Shadow? Moving up next, what we have here, okay, this is a pair of figures from Lycoris Recoil, pop-up rate L size, Chisato Nishikigi and Takina Inoue after party version, 16,000 yen September release. You know what? This is a bit of a missed opportunity to me. I would love to see this pair of figures come in the same outfit we saw in the first season of the anime where Chisato was in a red dress, right? They visited that bar. Meanwhile, Takina is dressed in a tuxedo. Yeah, that would be incredible. These two figures following what we see in the anime adaptation. This is fine. What I'm seeing here, this is fine. But if we get the same outfit as in the anime, even better. So this one comes as a set in 16,000 yen September release, or you can get them separately at 8,000 yen each. Why would you do that? These two figures are meant to be a pair, right? Next up, pop-up rate again, Gone Freaks L size from Hunter Cross Hunter, 8,000 yen October release. So if Freeing's 70,000 yen Gone Freaks with all the fire effect parts is too much for you, this is only 8,000 yen. Was it 60,000 yen, the Freeing one, or 50 plus, 55 I think, yeah. Not touching any shonen stuff. Next up, we have pop-up rate Gen Narumi from Kaiju number 8, almost 6,000 yen October release. Yeah, I don't like this guy's attitude, but dude has skills at least, and it is such a sad thing that the next season of Kaiju number 8 would be the last one. Don't pre-order these things, wait until after release, right? Next up, we have pop-up rate Himmel from Frieren Beyond Journey's End, 5,000 yen, November release, and yeah, this totally looks like a price figure, man. Not nice at all. You see, just the background can make quite a huge difference. This sky blue or baby blue blue background is terrible for this figure. This one looks a lot nicer. Okay. Next up, what we have here, pop-up rate Amaterasu, a re-release, Okami, 5,000 yen, August release. I believe this is like a mythical creature in Japanese folklore. And next up, Dig, the name of the brand, Dig, D-I-G. Digstar Black Lagoon Ravi, 13,000 yen, yep, low budget figure. October release. And for a low budget figure, face looks pretty good in my opinion. Digstar is a brand that has been around for many years. Just that I almost never cover them because they make like male figures, right? Male figures, and is it like military stuff? That kind of thing where my channel does not cover. But this brand has been around for a long time, Dig. So, do you like this one better, or do you like the pop-up rate L better that pre-order opened like a month ago? And the last one on HLJ this week, Chrono Trigger Formism Chrono, which is by Square Enix, 8,000 yen, September release. And weirdly enough, the next figure over here, which pre-order opened together, is not on HLJ, at least at the time of recording, but this is not an exclusive. So this is Chrono Trigger Marl, 8,000 yen, releasing in September. Feels like looking at the Dragon Ball character somehow. And I know about this Chrono Trigger thing, like this is really old stuff, very old anime. So now we are in Army section, as you can see, and Before I proceed, a quick reminder, if you're enjoying this video, please give it a like and subscribe to this channel. And one more thing would be, if you want to support this channel in any way when you buy or pre-order anything from HLJ or OSGK, please to make use of my links down in the description below to enter these websites. And that is how you support this channel. Those are my affiliate links. Right, so the first one here on Ami, yep, Ami exclusive. Cafe Stella and the Reaper's Butterfly Nozomi Sumizome by Alice Glint, 31,420 yen, releasing in February 2027. So this brand Alice Glint, I just reviewed my first Alice Glint figure last week. Yep, that Blue Archive cheerleader character. I just can't remember her name, man. My brain's barely functioning right now. So the quality is good for this brand, right? To be expected. Roughly matching my expectations based on what I've seen before from other users who posted pictures of figures from this brand. So this is a brand that you can safely go for. Their QC is great, and look at the color gradients on the hair. Oh god, I love that. And that pancake is making me hungry again. This is beautiful. Right, so with the limited version, you're getting this smiling faceplate. The standard version, you only get this faceplate. And this version over here is with Ami bonus. The standard version is already 29,000 yen. So 2,000 yen difference and additional 7-8% you have to pay. Just go all out, right, for this one. But yeah, 32k feels expensive, but I wouldn't call it overpriced considering how much stuff you're getting with this figure. And the base is like a 10 out of 10 base, right? Nice base over there. Next up, Ami exclusive, Wing, 1/7 scale Blue Archive Karna, 24,000 yen releasing in November. Yeah, she looks pretty pissed off for some reason. Very grumpy. 24k is borderline overpriced given how simple this figure is, and Wing Company probably knows that, which is why they're making it exclusive. No, hoping to coerce you, to encourage you to pre-order it early. But I don't see this one worth 24,000 yen. Most likely going to bin after release. Yeah. Ami exclusive does not mean a single thing to me. Wing Company, their figures are fine, but I only reviewed one figure from them so far because they are not making the stuff I wanted to buy at the moment. Next up, okay, this one by 4 skill Akeno Himejima Barrel Bunny version 2nd from High School DxD Hero by Freeing, 39,600 yen, releasing this October 2026. Yep, the backside is too fabulous, so I had to swap out the image. Unfortunately, YouTube does not like it. Even though, you know, they even mention it specifically in their rules or community guidelines, in short, that pole dancing is acceptable and can be monetized. Yet, when you include stuff like this in the videos, yeah, the AI will screw over you. And who knows how many days their moderator will take to overturn it. You know, I just got out of a fight with a YouTube moderator as recently as 2 days ago, where I uploaded my episode 11 of third-party resin figure overview video. Was supposed to go live on Tuesday. Yes, a few days back. Last Tuesday. I uploaded it on a Sunday, and then it got flagged by the AI, and then moderator 1 flagged it as well. And then I challenged it. I took it to a second moderator. I requested for another review, and that was like my final chance or something like that. And it took them 4 days, 4 to 5 days to overturn it and give my video a green light to go. It was pretty irritating, but yeah, don't give up when shit like this happen, you know. Don't give up. So the first moderator could have been an SJW or a very religious person, who knows, but obviously they are not following YouTube's community guidelines when they check someone's video. They just go by their own personal feelings or personal moral obligations, religious obligations. So yeah, the first moderator flagged my video. It was not AI. Not just AI, man. A human also flagged it. This is the problem I face regularly here on YouTube for the past many years. Not the first time, right? So back to this Kano over here. Yes, pre-order it. Like I said about Rias Grammary last week. Barrel leg for pole dancing character is okay, right? Some bare leg bunnies look a bit weird, but for pole dancing, it looks fine to me. Moving up next, we have this figure, virtual illustrator Kanzarin-chan, cat-eared hoodie version, 1/6 scale from Fats Company. Weirdly, this is not an exclusive, but at the time of recording, yeah, HLJ does not have her. She pre-order opened on like Wednesday or Thursday, but by Friday night, HLJ has not listed her yet, and I don't know why. Maybe she's too flat or something, I'm not sure. Anyways, I like this character design a lot, but not a fan of the color scheme. Like, yeah, keep the face mask bikini over there in this vibrant baby blue color, but the hoodie should be some other color, right? The whole thing is blue color, not nice anymore. Not enough color contrast. Keep the bikini and the hair in blue, but the hoodie in some other compatible or suitable colors. I know they are following the original artwork, right? And how the character looks like this illustrator over here. Anyways, what do you think about the price? 26,000 yen. At least it is a 1/6, so I can't really complain much. I don't like the body sculpt a lot, and how skinny she is, not all the rib cage being visible. Not very healthy, but guess what? That means detail when it comes to an anime figure. I like that. Okay, moving on to the next one. This one is also not yet on HLJ. Maybe this coming week they will list it on pre-order. And we have an Ultra 1/6 scale Lemalin listless Lapin version. 21,000 yen. Yep, just under that December 2026 release. I already reviewed this figure, so this is obviously a re-release, but weirdly, Ami did not label it as a re-release, so I do wonder what is going on. This figure did not go down in price, right? Many Ultra Azalane figures bargain bin, but there are a few rare exceptions, like, oh, come on, I can't remember the names of those Azalane characters. I think Prince Eugen, yes, Prince Eugen, the heavy armament one where she's sitting or kneeling on the ground. That one did not bargain bin. This Lemalin did not bargain bin, or rather, she went up in price. And then there are others that binned like insane, right? So I'm not too surprised by seeing Lemalin getting a re-release. Yeah. Should you get it? Yes, absolutely. I like this Lemalin more than the Any-Game one. Moving on to the next one, Hobby Sakura 1/6 scale Mari Bunny version, illustration by Reze. Yep, original character Bunny Girl, 33,160 yen for the DX version with a wall scroll. So expensive, so pricey because it is resin. And when HLJ does list this on pre-order a week later, maybe it would be 39 or even 40,000+ yen. You just wait for it, right? So I've no idea what is going on with their supply chain over there. They couldn't get the figures at a lower cost when it comes to securing the stock. So if you want this figure for any reason, get it on Ami. There is a standard version which is not that much cheaper. I believe it is around 29 or 30,000 yen. I did not open a tab for it because there are too many tabs on top. Next up over here, oh, there it is. Oh, 31,000 yen, a lot more than I expected. So if you want it, get the DX one. I did open a tab after all. Okay. What do we have up next? Okay, so Astrum Design has a limited re-release of a few of their past releases. This one is the first one, White Bunny One-san, original character, 18,800 yen, July release. Yep, limited re-release. And then the second one here, Luna illustration by YD. This figure is like 4 or 5 years old by now, came out long ago. Just under 18,000 yen, July release. Third one here, Mia illustration by YD, just under 20,000 yen, July release. Among these three figures, which one should you pre-order early? Which one should you wait until after release? The answer is none. 0. Right? If you want any of these three figures, head over to Taobao right now. And yeah, I think searching for the figure would be a bit challenging if you don't know Astrum Design's name in Chinese or the character's name in Chinese. But if you can find it, they are still available over in China. These three figures did not even have to re-release it. But yeah, there are market differences between China and Japan. So sometimes when something is rare in Japan, it is only specifically Japan, but not some other regions, especially China. And the opposite is also true. Some figures that are rare in China, high price in Taobao, you can find it cheaper in Japan's websites. Yeah, so you need to cross-check if you are a bargain hunter like me, someone who is so stingy that he would save every dollar he can find. Yeah, I always cross-shop multiple different websites. I'm not loyal to one place. So let's move on to the next one. Happy Topi, low-budget figure brand, and they have connections to Animaster, by the way. Hoken Taiku no Sensei 1/6 scale original character, just under 8,000 yen, releasing this October. And yeah, HLJ would probably put her on pre-order sometime later this week. For this figure, I'm not liking it simply because even for a low-budget figure, this is starting to feel like I'm looking at a price figure. It looks a bit cheap for some reason. And I suppose that this comes from experience when you have been collecting figures for 16 years now. Just by looking at pictures, you can kind of imagine or estimate what to expect when you do have the actual figure in your hands. And this one, yeah, looks a bit cheap to me. So I'm skipping past this one. Moving on to the next one. This one is a quick mention. I covered her on OSGK last week. PJ Studio Chang Yuan Tu Liu Qi Yue. Okay, 1/6 scale, 25,600 yen. It is resin, I believe. Is this resin? Wait, let me check again. Oh, ABS and PVC. Okay, because PJ Studio makes both resin and PVC figures. This is PVC, releasing this December. Okay, up next we have 5 figures from Ami's mature content section. Well, including the one earlier I covered at HLJ section, there will be 6 figures, right? So this one right here is beautiful, and she reminds me of the cow bikini version of Kashino from Azalane. So much similarity. I wonder if it is the same artist. I'm not sure, right? So this is A Melon Books exclusive illustration of an original character by Kato Ushi Musume-chan. 1/6 scale by Rocket Boy, 32,000 yen. So this is all I can show on YouTube. She is in M pose, as I call it, M, because the legs are shaped like an alphabet M, right? You know what pose is that? And yep, castable, obviously. You buy this for the face expression and the pose. Moving on to the next one, Ginpatsu-chan Puka Puka Summer illustrated by Chihiro. This is made by Pure, 1/6 scale, 26,530 yen. Yes, very expensive, but it is castable. And castable lolly figures are extremely precious. They are national treasures, man. I actually like the Union Creative one a lot more. The one where she is in a swimsuit in squatting pose. That one is a lot more adorable. But unfortunately, that one is not castable. This one is. Yeah. Releasing in May 2027. Moving on to the next one, we have Deity's Collector. A Chinese brand that is rarely heard of, but they make very high quality edgy figures. Yep, Chinese brand. Their stuff are not cheap, as you can see. So this is Suzuna Watanabe special version, 1/6 scale, DX. Wow, almost 43,000 yen. There are a lot of accessories and parts in the box, right? And the standard version is also like 30, 35k, 37k, something like that. So just buy the DX one, February 2027 release. Now, even for an edgy figure, this one is not that unique to me to justify over 40,000 yen for this. Over 40,000 yen at this point, I'll be looking at Hobby Sakura's next 1/4 scale Nikkei figure. Or at least a binding 1/4 scale edgy figure. Next up, we have my favorite edgy figure this week because it is Netorare. Bright Kokomi. You may know Netorare. Bright Kokomi. 1/6 scale by Hot Venus, 32,000 yen, releasing in January 2027. The face expression, the pose, everything's perfect. I love this figure, and the base makes it even better. You know, not many edgy figures have very elaborate bases. This is one of those few rare occasions. The only thing I don't like about it, I guess, is the giant melons on her chest, but I suppose that I have gotten used to it by now. I see these things almost every week. I don't feel anything anymore. When I look at figures like this, I was like, cool, nice art. Yeah. To me, the main reason to buy this is the face expression. Yeah. And the last figure on Ami this week, Binding Creator's Opinion, 1x4 scale Nina OB, Bunny version, 38,500 yen, November 2026. And this is one of those few rare occasions where, can display the figure without casting it off, and people might think it is a normal figure. But yeah, the two dots on the chest are way too perky. I still like it, right? We need bunny girls with more different character designs, not the same, strapless top suit, what do you call that? Yeah, we need more different designs, and this is welcome. Okay, our last stop, Ninin Game, 2 figures from Insight. I can't recommend them, but if you are big enough of masochist, go and get them, right? And let me know whether you regret it or not. So this is Basti Futa made Nina. Futa. 22,000 yen, 1x6 scale, releasing in November 2026. And speaking of Futa, I would regard the apostrophe female character in the latest ongoing seasonal anime Marriage Toxin to be a Futa. Supposedly to be a guy, but I regard him or her to be a Futa. And that looks like a Marin Kitagawa clone to me as well. Last figure over here for the genuine stuff. Not the last one. There's one more in OSGK later on. So this is The Girl Next Door, art by Konoshige. 24,000 yen at 1x5, releasing in December. I'm not sure if I like the mouth or not, because on one hand, face expression is unique, but on the other hand, it looks a bit weird to me, the sculpting over there. So that is all for genuine figures section. Now let's move on to third party figures over here on OSGK. Okay, so moving on to the first one here, this is a figure that I should have covered last week, but I forgot because I assumed that Aniplex exclusive stuff would show up in Ami, most of the time at least, but I don't recall seeing this on Ami. Of course, it could be me missing out on it, not noticing it, but we need to talk about this for a second. Aniplex, Licorice Recoil, Nishikigi, Chisato, and Inoue Takina from Licorice Recoil, right? Okay, $144, so that is around 22 or 23,000 yen, and releasing in March 2027. This is non-scale, but the actual dimensions of the figure is close to 1/8 actually, or slightly smaller than that. And for that kind of size, I think the price is reasonable. However, I recall this figure being cheaper over at Aniplex website. Was it like 18 or 20,000 yen after tax, not 22 or 23? Of course, this is something exclusive we're talking about, and sometimes these figure stores, they need to go through a specific supplier to get their hands on limited merchandise, and that will increase the price a bit. Just like how Ninin Game, if you go over there and buy Ami exclusive stuff for any reason, maybe you got banned on Ami, or you buy Kotobukiya online exclusive, 18 plus exclusive figures, then the price would be higher by a few thousand yen compared to MSRP for the same reason. Yeah, middleman charges, I guess. Okay, moving on to the next one. Now, the third party stuff this week, our first section, Chibi figures. There are no Anyas this week, but we do have this Rebecca Chibi version from Cyberpunk Edge Runners by One True Creations Studio, $87 only. That's pretty cheap. No release date yet, and what would be the dimensions? 14 cm, bigger than Nando's, right? Not exactly bigger, I think roughly the same size, maybe slightly bigger. 14 cm including the base, without the base maybe 12 cm. Yeah, Nando's are 10 cm. You will never find an Android with this level of detail. So if you love Chibi style character designs, then this could be worth looking into. Look at the jacket, right? And the decals, the tattoos on the body, the decals. Yeah, they look pretty detailed. Nice. Okay, next up, we do have One True Creation Studio again, Chibi figure Shinobu Kocho from Demon Slayer, $89, no release date, and the height would be 14 cm as well. So they are standardizing the size, right? Yeah, the other $100 Anya figures, right? They are 16 cm to 18 cm roughly. So this is a bit smaller. Explains why it is slightly cheaper. I don't have any complaints based on these illustrations over here. Yeah, at least based on the illustrations. We'll see what the figure is like after they come out. Next up, Chi Chen Studio Frieren. Right, $250. Oh, there are two figures here. Okay, so Frieren only is $135 because of the base, right? Yeah, the base. Okay, I'm not a fan of this Chibi version of Frieren. I've seen better ones. Yep, Fern right there. And you can get both for $251. This reminds me of a specific style of figures or dolls. Is it like pull-up dolls or something? Yeah, very similar style. Not a fan of those. There's a black color version as well. I feel like Frieren, you should buy it in white color, and then, yeah, this one buy in black color for Fern, just to have some color contrast. But at the same time, if you want them to look good as a set, I guess that you need to have them in the same matching color. Next up, we are now in original characters section, and this is Longshan Jinshu Studio 1x6 scale Ghost Girl Luna original character. I've seen this before. What figure brand made it into a resin figure? This is action figure, right? $154 releasing in September. Quite pretty underneath, but for some reason looks like an adult doll to me. Not that I have anywhere else to complain when I already have one in my studio. That's Stella Blade Eve. She is definitely going commando underneath. I mean, look at the bright light shining through her legs. Right, moving on to the next one here. We are now in anime character section. Yep, anime, somehow Chinese anime, I guess. Ling Yun Studio, Shrouding Heaven's Ji Ziyue 1x4 scale. No price, no release date yet, just a teaser pic. And the second one here by Jomatal Studio, Jade Dynasty Lu Xueqi. Also from some Chinese animation. No price, no release date yet, only teaser pic of how detailed the figure is. Yeah, so no comment from me. We move on to the next one here, MRC Studio Android 18 from Dragon Ball. Oh, that's life size, $3,050. And 1x4 scale is going for $305. Okay, very authentic looking, I guess. Looks like the actual anime character design. But would you buy this in life size? Or I'd love to hear your thoughts on this. So the life size, is it resin or maybe polystone? I wonder what the material is. Okay, the materials are not mentioned here. I don't think it would be 100% resin for the life size. Could be ceramic or a mix with polystone. Next up, we have Labuta Studio, Chihiro and Lin from Spirited Away, $154. No release date yet. Ah, okay, this is a scene from the movie, right? I think it is. I did not watch it, right? I don't really watch stuff that are very family friendly. Moving on to the next one. Okay, more Evangelion figures every week. 2 Asukas and 2 Reze this week, I think. The first one is by Bast Studio Asuka. $400 at 1x4. 1x6 scale is $240. Releasing in December. Let's have a closer look. This one is okay to buy in 1x4 because of the sitting pose and the sofa. Yeah, the figure would be big, but you know, the dimensions would be manageable. Some 1x6 scale figures are even bigger than 1x4s that are designed this way because of their extreme action pose. Let me have a closer look on the face. I think it looks fine. Yeah. Okay. Just that maybe the pictures are too dark. I couldn't appreciate the details on her dress. So I can't tell if the surface is just smooth, which means low detail, or there is some texture that I couldn't see in these pictures. Yeah. Moving on to the next Asuka figure by Kawaii Studio, 1x6 scale, $242, releasing in December. The face on this looks good as well, and there is indeed heavy shading on the dress, just that the whole dress is red in color. Okay, I am not going to criticize how plain the dress is because I am eyeing that 1/7 skill Nikkei Red Hood figure by Good Smile that is also wearing a full red dress. This is darker red, almost maroon. Well, it looks pretty nice to me. The sculpt is detailed for sure, and we do have color gradient on the hair. And one thing I find interesting about Asuka, depending on the brand, they would make her hair brown color like this, or sometimes it is completely in orange color. And both look fine. I just couldn't decide which is better. Next up, we have Ayanami Rei from EA Studio, $157 for the painted one. You can buy her unpainted. Releasing this September. Oh, I can't zoom in. This is the most I can get. Okay. This is in between realistic and anime, right? So the eyes are anime-ish. The nose and the mouth are realistic sculpting. And this combination is actually not bad. Still looks like Rei. Like, I don't hate it, right? I would prefer this over the random realistic cosplayer face conversions done by some brands. I would prefer this given the choice. If there is no anime face option for me when I buy a third party, I would take this over, the random conversion I just spoke about. Full realistic face conversion. Very shiny dress over there. Okay. The hair is of an interesting color as well, no? The hair. Rei's hair is like light blue, pale blue color, not this color, but it looks nice, right? Next up, we have Ayanami Rei by YOLO Studio. Painted version is going for $221. There's an unpainted version and unpainted version, and no release date yet. I can barely tell anything from these pictures. Right? It is blurry. I know this is a creative choice. They edited the pictures this way, but when you are promoting a product, don't make your pictures blurry, even if it is for the sake of art. If we are going to do so, provide us with a set of official pictures with plain backgrounds so that we can inspect the figure a bit clearer, perhaps. Yeah, this is not that nice. Moving up next, we have Dan Studio Mari Makinami. Illustrious from Evangelion. Latex suit version, the one you're looking at on screen, is going for $347 at 1/4. And there is a swimsuit bikini version, which I would say don't bother, which is cheaper. Releasing in December. And the problem once again is the realistic face. This looks like some random male office lady to me, even though there is some resemblance to Makinami Mari in the anime, right? Okay, moving on to the next one. I'm trying to not comment too long for each figure, otherwise this would go on forever. Sume Studio, Momo Ayase Ikigai from Dandadan. $490 at 1/6, by the way, because it is licensed. And releasing in March 2027. So with Sume Studio, I don't know too much about them, but what I do know is that they make licensed premium resin figures similar to the likes of Prime 1 Studio or Figurama Collectors. Yeah, 1/6 scale, but very pricey. But this is pretty big for a 1/6 scale statue, right? And I would even go as far to say that this is one of the best looking Momo Ayase figures I've seen. Both genuine or third party. Just that you're paying quite an amount for one. Is it worth it? Maybe, right? If you're a big fan, go for it. I did not like the anime at all. I remember saying this in the past. Right, moving on to the next one here. Chujian Studio Miss Kasa Ackerman from Attack on Titan. $195. No skill, but dimensions are close to 1/6 September release. I actually like this. I was about to write her off as, okay, nothing special. But the way they set the figure up with that rustic wooden door, pretty unique, right? Figures like this, even though not many people are going to buy them, they are perfect examples on what genuine figure brands should be giving us, instead of being lazy with the sculpt work. As a fan of FGO and Nikkei and Blue Archive characters, if there is a similar problem I see across most, if not all, of the PVC figures of these 3 games, it is that they just use the official artwork and translate it into a figure. No modifications whatsoever. Like put in some effort into a unique base, or maybe change up the pose a bit. Nothing. So the character is standing still like that. That's what they make it into a figure, right? Especially Aniplex and Kadokawa, they do these kind of things a lot. They just convert the official art into a figure. And to some extent, Good Smile also does the same thing, which is pretty sad. Yeah, I understand that they are trying to keep the price of the figures down, but still, yeah, sometimes these figures can feel a bit uninspiring in a way. They actually have a sample here. Looks a lot nicer than I expected. Yeah. Moving up to the next one. Okay, this one I covered it like 2 weeks ago. Now we have an official price. Nezuko Kamado from Demon Slayer by Iron Knight Studio, $177 at 1/6, releasing in December. Yep, I remember this one. I complimented how nice the sculpt on the mouth and nose are. And once again, I think I can compare this to what we saw earlier with the Ayanami Way earlier. No, partial realistic, partial anime. This is a nice mix of both, right? Okay, moving on to the next one. We have a new Nezuko figure here this week by Yi Studio. This is $83 only at 1/6 scale, releasing in September. Looks pretty good for $80. Okay. That is a very healthy amount of detail for $80. $80, how much is that in Japanese yen? 13,000 yen? 14,000 yen, right? I love the body sculpt, the body anatomy, very nice. And the face looks good as well, so we'll see what the final figure looks like. I know nothing about this studio. Next up, we have 2 figures from of Mitsui Kanroji from Demon Slayer. This is the first one by Yi Studio, $83 as well, releasing in September. Okay, no problems over here. Face is pretty much identical to the anime, right? Very nice. And the second one here is by Fast Studio, $175, double the price, no release date yet. So what is so special about this one to be double the price? A bit more detail, but I'm not sure if I like that extra bit of detail, right? More detail is not necessarily a good thing. Now, I don't like the sculpt of the hair, especially this front piece over here. It looks like a claw, some monster's claw or dragon claw right in front of her forehead over here, but in her hair color. Yeah, the sculpt on this over here, I'm seeing something funny about it. The one before this one, yeah, I like the sculpt on this more. This one does appear a bit more detailed, but yet the shape of it is a bit funny to me. I'm nitpicking, but I have very good imagination despite of the problem. Okay, moving on to the next one here. Model Ghost Studio Marin Kitagawa in swimsuit, $175 at 1/6 scale. No release date yet. So let me switch to a closer up picture over here. And what do you think about her face? Let me know down in the comments below. It has become a tradition for me. Each time I see a new Marin Kitagawa figure, does not matter genuine or third party, I will ask, what do you think about the face? It feels like I'm being unfair to Marin Kitagawa somehow, but yeah, I guess this is PTSD from so many bad Marin figures in the past, and I was also a victim in some way where Dodomo Studios Marin Kitagawa, the first release, I have the deluxe set. I still have it in my studio. Yeah, the face on that wasn't perfect either. I was slightly misaligned. It is rare though, because Dodomo Studio does not make 18 plus figures anymore. That one is 18 plus. If I sell it today, I wonder if I can get some nice cash out of it, even though the face is not perfect. The problem is I'm too afraid to ship resin figures to anyone. Yeah, because of the risk involved, they break way too easily, right? Rather than being afraid to ship resin figure, I think the figure itself is not the problem. More like I don't trust the shipping service in my country. Yeah. So if the courier is doing a good job, like I would not worry about DHL breaking my stuff, to be honest. At least that is the case in Malaysia. DHL has never failed me even once. Like, the box arrives perfect every single time. Clean record, 100% damage-free boxes, right? The thing is that, yeah, you are not going to ship DHL with 1x6, 1x4 resin figures unless you're filthy rich. Moving on to the next one here, Manta Studio, they do a lot of Code Geass CC figures. So this time around, they are going for Yumeko Jabami from Kakegurui. Regular version is going for $138 only, which is pretty cheap, but as you can see, the figure isn't very detailed. And there is a cat girl edition, which I'm only showing the face, right, on the top left corner of this picture. She's wearing bikini. And you can get both for $263. And if I have to be honest over here, I don't feel this offering is very convincing. Like, why would I get this over the PVC figure by, was it Mietos or Kotobukiya? Kotobukiya, right? Kotobukiya's figure of Kakegurui characters were incredible, right? The only problem is that by today, if you look for them, they are pretty pricey, aftermarket prices. And then Mietos had a figure of this blonde girl, right, on the desk. I forgot her name already. For Yumeko Jabami, whether they have a figure of her, I can't remember. I think they did as well. So maybe get the Mietos one? Yeah. Next up. Wait, did I open 2 tabs? Yeah, why did I do that? Okay, so moving on to the next one here, we have Your Forger from Spy Family by Astral Spirit Studio. So what is the quality like of this brand, Astral Spirit Studio? When my episode 11 of third-party figure overview comes out, I think in 2 or 3 days, I'll publish the video. You guys get to see a few figures from this brand, which in my opinion looks fine, right? Of course, I wouldn't rank them as top 10 best third-party figure brand ever. There are hundreds, if not thousands of third-party brands, but looks fine, right? And this being Your Forger, most of the figure brands out there get her face right anyway, and which one you like is mostly personal preference at this point, because there are so many different art styles of this character coming from third parties. This one has a nice backside, but as far as I can remember, both her front and her rear are not this plump, not this big in the anime, but that is what third parties does anyway. So $436 at 1x4 scale, no release date yet. Okay, moving on to the next one, we have Raid Studio CC from Code Geass. This is available in 1x6 and 1x4, and there is a not safe for work version. Interesting, I wasn't aware of that. So this one is 1x4 scale, $350, right? Yep, $350, and 1x6 scale is available at $225, and I'm not clicking on the not safe for work version. So all I want to see is the face. Okay, looks good, but I feel like Manta Studio, the one we just discussed earlier, they did CC's face a bit better than this one. I would just buy Mega House if I wanted a CC figure. I almost bought one back then, in fact. I do love Code Geass a lot. Next up, we have Yojai Wenshin Studio, Yukino Shita from Yahaore, right? The short name of this anime. $347. That price is almost fixed. The 1x3 scale all have this same price of $347, releasing in September. So yep, this is an action figure or doll at 1x3 scale. You have to dress them up, and yep, the oppa is way too big again. Sasuga third parties, and you will get 2 pairs of uniform. I think this uniform is a lot nicer. The only problem is I don't think I like her face at all. Her face looks slightly elongated to me. It still looks like Yukino, but not perfect. Yeah. Moving up next, we have Aisaka Taiga, nice, in a wedding dress by IM Studio, $240 at 1x6 scale, releasing in December. Let's have a closer look. Oh, thumbs up. Big thumbs up from me. This is outstanding. Pre-order it if you are a big fan of Aisaka Taiga. Yay! I mean, this is child marriage we're talking about, guys. You need to buy it. I kinda want it, man. Like I said many times before, I don't want to invest in anime characters that much, but I like this one a lot. And it is not something I say often about wedding dress figures, right? I find them to be boring. Next up, we have a very cultured figure of Sylphiette from Mushoku Tensei by Crown Studio. Basically, Sylphiette is Hadaka and she got stuck in these plants over here. Vines, right? Vines tying her up. Common scene in some ecchi anime, and this reminds me of Queen's Blade. I wonder if you're old enough to remember that. Queen's Blade is like action RPG with ecchi, you know? Yeah. So watching pretty girls having their clothes eaten away by slimes or anything sticky is common. Or getting tied up in compromised weird positions. Yup, that is Queen's Blade. I think there are like 3 seasons. Yeah. I watched it back in college, more than 10 years ago. So back to this Sylphiette figure, I can't show you guys much for obvious reasons. And this one is available in standard version at $278. There is a pregnant version at a similar price, or you can get both for $496. Pregnant plus Ahegao face, typical. Next up, we do have a figure of Mai Sakurajima in her original Black Bunny outfit from Seishun Buta Yaro by Galaxy Studio, $157 only, which is very good. December release, so the pose and everything, yeah, this feels like something I see straight out from the anime. If they can get the face right, this picture over here, this is a really good figure of Mai Sakurajima. Very photogenic, I love it. Just that, the free ink 1x4 scale bargain bins like crazy. You can find one for like 22,000 yen. Yes. And also in this Black Bunny suit, try and get the free ink 1x4. Yeah. She's very cheap now. Just that the pose won't be as nice as this one. Next up, we do have this figure. Okay, we have a few Chainsaw Man figures like almost every week. We have a bunch of Reze or Makima figures or both, right? This one, I covered it 2 weeks ago. Now we have a price. So 1x4 scale for 2 figures at $399 is insane. The price is almost too good to be true, right? So I do wonder what the final quality is like. 1x6 scale is available at $310. What, $310 and $399? That is ridiculous. Is the price correct? I suspect that it could be $499, you know, and they mistyped it or something. Because 1x6 is already $310. Yeah. Release date? None. Still no release date. Fine. Okay. Moving on to the next one here, we have Power from Chainsaw Man by Man's VM Studio. Another brand where I will be covering in my next third-party overview video in a few days. $263 releasing in September. And long story short, another average to above average third-party brand where they got the face right in their latest releases. So if you like what you're looking at, maybe, or perhaps look for the one by, is it Shibuya Scramble figure? The one where she's sitting on the toilet, asking you whether you want some milk or not, like that. Yeah, I think it was Shibuya Scramble figure, right? This one is a lot hotter because they make her, pull her shirt up, but this is up to you, I guess. It is not like there is a big it is not like there is a big advantage getting this one over the genuine one, assuming you can find it, of course, because this is not car stoppable anyway. And let's move on to the next one. We have a few Reze figures this week, and this is my favorite. Oh, so elegant, so pretty. This is by Star Origin Studio. Reze Longing Promise from Chainsaw Man. $367 at 1x4 scale. 1x6 scale is going for $242. Okay, both are reasonable. So I just want to show you guys the face over here, right? It is like Reze wearing makeup, so it looks slightly different from the anime, yet it is recognizable that it is her and it still looks like her. So I'm not complaining, and oh, this is beautiful. Probably the prettiest Reze face I've seen yet from a third party. And this is also somewhere in between anime style and realistic, right? The nose and mouth, they are realistic sculpt. The eye is partial anime. Nicely done. Fabulous, right? This is very nicely done. One of those examples where I can accept what they look like, what the figure looks like despite the realistic conversion in some way. You will never see anime character designs with this kind of lips. Like they won't be this detailed. It is literally just a line like that. Right, moving on to the next one. This Reze figure is also beautiful by CDK Studio and PG Studio. $225 at 1/6 scale, no release date yet. And this figure was really popular, went kinda viral on my Facebook and also X. So this one is a lot more loyal to the anime, right? There are some subtle differences between this one and the one earlier. Some of you may prefer this one for being more loyal to the anime art, and that is fine. If you ask me to decide which one I like better, I still like this one a bit better, which is pretty weird, no? Pretty weird for me to like a semi-realistic face more, but I would take any at this point. Just that I find the pose on this one to be a lot more attractive, and she is showing more skin after all. You know, for us men, it is not just about opai or backside. I think a very nice back is also pretty attractive to us, yeah. So this one, nice black dress, and that is about it. CDK Studio has been around for some time as well, so they have released quite a number of figures. The figures are also fine, so can pre-order it if you like this one. Next up, another Reze from Chainsaw Man by TY Studio. So this is available in version A at $446 1/4 scale. Version B, $446. What is the difference? Is it the base? EX version $480. I think two different head sculpt. The price difference is like $40 for each version. Let me have a look. Version A anime head, version B realistic head, version C both. There we go. Alright. Anime face. For some reason, I feel like I'm looking at Albedo cosplaying as Reze. Is it the mouth? The mouth being a bit wide, but I'm not too sure. I'm seeing not the mouth. I think it is the eyes. I'm seeing some albedo in the face over here. She looks great, but not my kind of Reze figure. I like the ones earlier. The classy looking ones, even though this one has more detail. Oh, they come as a set. Oh, this Makima just pre-order opened last week. Okay, the same brand. I've already forgotten. Yeah. So, where's the realistic face? I remember seeing it just now. This anime face. Realistic face. No, anime face. They don't have pictures for the realistic face. Fine. Moving on to the next one. This is like price figure at the price of skill figure. HS Studio Reze from Chainsaw Man. September release. Yeah, don't bother with this one. Does not look nice at all. Face does look like Reze. Just that everything looks like PVC figure level detail. Right? So could have been a lot cheaper in my opinion. Moving up next, what do we have here? ZTR Studio, Moria Luluka from Pretty Cure. Pretty Cure is both a game and it also has anime, right? Lots of episodes. $421 at 1/6. What the heck? That ice cream base costs like $200, I think. So this one does not have a release date yet as well, and they are already showing us a prototype but without the eyes because they don't want us to know that whether they'll screw up the eye decal placement or not. There is a second version which is 18+. She is spreading it wide open and I'm not putting the pictures on screen. So yeah, I'll stop here. I won't scroll. $421. That explains why. There is a second version that I wasn't aware of and then I just noticed it. So go and check out the figure yourself. Next up, we have a few Frieren figures. So this week, I forgot about Frieren. Frieren is also a main highlight this week on the third party side. There are like 4 or 5 Frieren figures over here. The first one is by Quiet Art Studio. And this brand gets a big thumbs up from me. In case you're interested and you don't know what they are like, I'm covering them in episode 11 later on as well. So this is Frieren High Edition version A. Yep, the base. $436 at 1/6 scale. No thanks to the base. High edition version B or different hair. Yep, different hair. I would go for the twin tail one any day. And there is a low edition. The pictures are so small. $242. Yep. This is low edition, which, you know, it looks great enough already. And you say this is enough for me. I don't need the DX version, which is big and heavy and expensive. Fine, right? we are getting this base instead of a round plastic disc. That is good enough. And I would take twin tail version any day of the week. Heavy shading on the hair, on the dress, looking fabulous. And yeah, this is the DX version. Yep, DX version right here. Face looks good, and I just couldn't get used to seeing her with this hairstyle. This is from season 2, right? I have not watched season 2 yet. Probably from season 2. Of course, if I were to review this figure, I would review the DX version. But for display purposes or for savings purposes, the standard version is good enough. Alright, she looks nice. Not much complaints from me. The next Frieren figure here, Real World Studio. $299. There are two different versions, right? The only difference is the base. Version A, $292, version 2, $299. This is the better base, right? Because of the flower bed over there. And yeah, diorama scene, quite a good buy, isn't it? Right? And the face on both figures are perfect. Like, looks like what we see in the anime. Yeah. Frieren's face over here, beautiful. In fact, I regard this to be nicer than the Quiet Art Studio version earlier. A lot more accurate to what we see in the anime. And Himmel's face, excellent as well. This is a great figure. I feel like this one is being overshadowed by the Quiet Art Studio version earlier, but this is actually an outstanding looking figure if you look at them up close. So moving on to the third Frieren figure, also a really nice one by Aria Studio. $240 at 1/6 scale, releasing in September. Yeah, recently Design Coco made a pair of Frieren and Himmel figures, right, in this outfit. Heavy shading. Look at the knees over here. She has been kneeling down for hours eating someone's sausage. That's why it looks quite swollen over here. Anyways, nice. I like it, right? But this really reminds me of the Design Coco one, which some of you may have already pre-ordered. So we have 3 excellent Frieren figures back to back. The fourth one is something cultured. Hehe. Unfortunately, this is all I can show, but we are talking about Fish Head Studio here, one of the most cultured figure brands out there from China. Probably not based in China anymore, given that they're making figures like this. Okay, Waltz Frieren, releasing in December for $240, and unfortunately that is all I can show. Otherwise, YouTube would be breathing down my neck again. So this one, yes, I want it. Just that even if I get it, I couldn't review it anywhere except on X maybe. Should I review edgy figures on X, man? But I don't feel like doing that simply because of how my country's government is starting to learn from Australia and Turkey and the UK, where they are trying to ban minors from social media, which means handing over your ID. And when they see an X account with an ID, right, an ID from a country, reviewing cultured figures like that, it is going to be a problem. It is already a problem that I'm posting cultured figures over there with affiliate links, but you know, my focus is on overseas, right? I literally ignore the fan base over here in Malaysia, in my country, if there is any at all, right? I ignore my country when it comes to promoting anime stuff, being a content creator, photographer, YouTuber, influencer. I ignore my own country because this country is too conservative for its own good. Too many righteous religious people and you can't reason with them. So I've pretty much abandoned the fan base and pretty much abandoned my local markets over here and choose to focus on overseas. I'm not the only one. A lot of artists, cosplayers, they do the same thing. They just skip past my country. Even artists like Taylor Swift, right? She would do concert in Singapore. She would never come here in my country because all the religious people are going to go full insane, stuff like that. Yeah, so I've gone off track quite a bit. Let's get back. Fish Head Studio is probably a renamed DXS Studio. I've mentioned this before. And this brand makes excellent cultured figures. If you are into this kind of figures, I have no problems recommending them. Yeah. Moving up next, we have another Frieren by Eve Studio, $197. Oh, this is early bird price, not yet confirmed. Releasing in September. this Frieren looks fine as well. Outfit reminds me of Ishtar from FGO, but yeah, there's nothing wrong with this Frieren figure. The problem is that she was being overshadowed by the other 4 before this one. This one is too normal, I guess. Not a bad figure, don't get me wrong. Moving up next from Edgy Studio, Ibuki and Koharu from Fall Star. Oh yes! This H anime was amazing, fantastic, because it is NTR. Alright, so a pair of figures at 365, there will be around 180 each, and you're getting replacement chest. Yep, cast off. Good price, right? Releasing in September. And yes, I want this pretty badly, to be honest. No replaceable bottom half of the body, unfortunately, but you don't need it, because even if you can undress the bottom part, how are you going to enjoy looking at that pink color slit when their legs are not wide open? You know, their legs are together, close to each other. You can't see anything anyway. So, not necessary. Are you going to pick up the figure every time and look at it from below like this? Nah. Not many people would do that, and why would you do that, right? So, this is one of my favorite third parties this week. Yes, I would go as far to say that one of my favorite third parties this week. Moving on to the next one, another main highlight this week, and yep, this one went viral on X as well. Orange Cat Studio Francesca Prelati from Fate's Strange Fake. So there are 2 versions over here where you can have her with different face expressions, and for this figure, even though they are the same figure with slight differences, you need both. You need the DX version at $366 because one of them has her stomach wide open, right? I'm not sure what is that thing, but yeah, we saw it in the anime, and Kotobukiya did not give us that when they made her figure. At least Orange Cat Studio is giving us that together with somewhat of a Gunner pose over here. So wow, this is beautiful. The face is spot on. I wouldn't change a thing over here. The only problem is that I know nothing about this brand. Yeah, but I believe that there will be quite a lot of people who are willing to give this brand a chance. Like, there are no other Francesca figure quite like this out there, and of course, the genuine brands will not make something like this. Up next, Ilya again, being made in the Lute figure, happens almost every week. This is by Meat Studio, also a cultured figure brand. Rocking Horse Ilya from Fate Khalid Liner Prisma Ilya, $278, releasing in March 2027. And yep, that is all I can show. Go and check out the figure yourself. As much as I like cultured figures, even more so when they involve lolly characters, I'm not that big of a fan of this version over here. Moving on to the next one here, Melusine from FGO by Tofo Figure Studio, $253 at 1/7. Yeah, Tofo Figure Studio, the stuff are 1/7. And is this a recast? I have no idea. Could be, because it is a 1/7 scale. There are 2 versions, regular version and bonus version. Different face expression. Of course, you get the bonus one with this faceplate. She is so adorable, so cute. This is 4th Ascension, right? Yep. I want one, but in PVC, please. Very nice. Right, moving on to the next one here, another Melusine, but in buff towel only by NBJ Studio. What company is that? NBJ. $173 releasing in September, and nope, not really worth it, right? You have $170 to spend, go and buy a genuine PVC figure of her by Good Smile or by Q-Skill, up to you. This one is too plain and simple to pay that much for. Okay, so moving on to the next one, what do we have here? Oh god, we are 90 minutes in. So many figures, what to do? Lue Ying Studio and Demons Studio Epic Collectible Statue number 1 Saber Altar, $640 December release. Now this one is way too much. I prefer the simpler Saber Altar from last week, but in 1/4 scale and LEDs. This one over here, her face is a bit too sharp. This is not Sang Jin Woo, man. This is not solo leveling. The face is way too sharp for one. Nice armor, nice details, nice base. The problem is, you're getting this whole thing over here, including a bust statue, a bust figure of Berserker Hercules in the back. The whole thing over here for $640. This is... I mean, yeah, it looks incredible, right? With the LEDs turned on. But this one feels a bit excessive to me. And even if I don't have any problems buying one of these and displaying it, I have a problem with Saber Outer's face earlier, being way too sharp. Yeah, they need to redo her face over here. Okay, so let's move on to the next one. We have 3 figures of Diana from Pragmata. This one is from Top Nova Studio and my favorite among the 3. Last week we had an official figure of her, right, from Capcom, together with that big white color dude. This is very nice. Look at the details on her outfit. And this is the DX version with a better base, right? The standard version is this one here. Really up to you, because that base cost quite a lot. Low edition standard base is $259. The high edition of this base is $347. Almost an additional $100 for a better base, but this is 1/4 scale. I would still pick the better base one. Right? This is stunning, man. What I need next is a figure of Epstein next to her. That would be perfect. Yeah. There were people doing mods to the game. You know the huge astronaut guy, I don't know what is his name. They swapped out his head and put Epstein's head on. It was hilarious. Next up over here, we have 3109 Studio Diana again. $239 at 1/4. Very cheap. December release. This Diana looks a tad bit older than the one earlier, but the hair is quite detailed. I'm choosing which one I like more solely based on the pose at this point. And wait, hold on. Yep. Okay, there are pros and cons to both. I prefer the pose on this, but that is subjective. The base on this is nicer, but the face looks like a doll over here, right? It looks a bit like CGI in a way. Probably CGI design, but still, it looks like a humanoid robot, like a Terminator. It looks a bit unnatural, right? But this one looks human in her face expression, if you get what I mean, right? So there are pros and cons to both versions. And then the third one over here, Reflection Studio Diana, $259 at 1/4. Since the character is so small, they can do it in 1/4 and charge 1/6 scale prices, releasing in September. And this one, she's holding a sign of "Do not touch me" because, yeah, Epstein is right in front of her. The face on this is fine as well. This is purely personal preference at this point. Right, moving up next, what do we have here? We are now in game character section. Yes, so just now it was Pragmata. Now we have Pokemon Hex Maniac from Beast Studio. Yep, they are doing Gunnar figures of Pokemon characters every week now. Almost every week. This is Gengar. There's a Gengar version and a Mimikyu version. I'll take the Gengar version given the choice because the yellow color looks kind of nasty to me. Okay, so this one is going for $259 each, releasing in June. Me just know her hoodie unbuttoned with a pair of Oppai. Like, why do people get excited over this? I have no idea. Right, moving on to the next one. This is a very nice pair of figures from Genshin Impact by Miwu Studio. Raiden Shogun and Yae Miko, each $187, or can get both for $332. So the set is obviously more worth it. So wow, this Yae Miko is so freaking hot. I love it. Nice face expression. Raiden Shogun, I like it, man. Both of them look like the game character, but with some small modifications which make them look even better. I'm liking both. Yeah, if I were to get this, I would get the set, obviously. Up next, we have KB Studio Furina from Genshin Impact. There is a black stockings version and a bare feet version. I'm putting only the bare feet picture on screen. So this is $193 each, releasing in December. And yeah, she is borderline Hadaka, even though she has stuff covering her chest and her, the area between her legs. You know, sometimes just one leg up like this can trigger the AI, so I had to summon that poor cat in again. The face over here is great, right? Looks like Furina, no complaints from me. Next up, we have Hakimi Studio Silverwolf level 999 from Honkai Star Rail, which I call this stolen from Strike Freedom Gundam edition. I've seen the gameplay video of this version of Silver Wolf. They outright stole the character design concept and the weaponry from Strike Freedom Gundam in Gundam Seed. Yeah. $417 December release. Not like this is anything new because MiHoYo is known for stealing stuff from all over the place. Some animation sequences like big laser beam from swords, they look like, Ufotable saber executing the Excalibur. Stuff like that, right? They are copying stuff from everywhere bit by bit. So this one, if you feel like this is too excessive to you, maybe the figure is too big, taking up too much space or stuff like that, wait for another version of her coming next week by Rumeng Studio. Not yet pre-order open. So this one, this is Hakimi Studio we're talking about. One of the better third-party figure brands out there if you are looking for something from Honkai Star Rail. Yes. Every single Honkai figure they've released so far are outstanding. I will be covering more of their figures in episode 11 later on as well. So, a big number of the brands we're going through today, I will go through the actual release pictures. Yeah. 2-head sculpt. Okay. You know what? Even though the Rumeng Studio version is coming soon, I think I like this one more because I'm a big fan of Strike Freedom Gundam. Right. Moving up next, we have Murdoch Studio Sukatsuki Ryo in the Trash from Blue Archive. $221 releasing in March. Okay, you know what? I guess that this figure is a very safe pre-order, regardless of what Murdoch Studios' reputation is like, because you don't have to worry about them screwing up the face. And that is not my original joke. Someone in my Discord server said that first. True enough. So this is Murdoch Studio telling you guys that your waifu is trash in case your waifu happens to be Rio from Blue Archive. They are no stranger to doing this kind of creative figures, but this is hilarious nonetheless. Moving on to the next one, we have a prototype here, Haruhi Studio Dania from Wuthering Waves, and this is all we have in the M pose. Yeah, the leg open pose, and the hands tied behind her like this. I do remember a Firefly figure looking exactly the same. I do wonder if it is the same brand. But being a great prototype, there's nothing much to discuss, and the price is pretty high. Version A is going for $288, version B $288, or can get both for $482. Maybe one is covered and the other one is uncovered, right? The other one is Hadaka, yeah. Next up, we have Pink Core Studio A-Gear from Azalane, realistic face only, sadly. $366 at 1x4 December release, and this is one of those examples where I said that they just do a random realistic face conversion, looks like a human cosplaying. That's exactly that. Yep, the backside is way too gorgeous for YouTube. YouTube does not like it. But regardless, when she's wearing a single piece of singlet like that and undergarment, it does feel like a figure of a cosplayer, you know? A cosplayer wearing a wig and calling it a cosplay. Happens a lot on social media. Wear something seductive, wear as little clothes as possible, not even what we saw in the game or the anime. That character never wore this kind of undergarment, and then they put on a wig. This is a cosplay. Happens a lot, yeah. So, not liking this one. Moving on to the next one, we have Ship Girl Studio. They make a lot of Azalane stuff. Their figures are mostly fine. Friedrich de Gross from Azalane. Steamy hot, but not customable. She's just wearing very nice dress over there. $242 at 1x6 scale, releasing in September. And the face does look pretty nice. Now, that part where the melons are squeezing manju or KFC over there looks exactly like what we saw in Alpha Max. Was it Alpha Max? Their Kashino figure. The inspiration has to come from somewhere. It is like a mix between Alpha Max and Alter. Alter has a figure of an Azalane character. Was it Egi or some other character? I don't remember. Lying on a sofa in a similar pose. But then the part about the melons squeezing manju, that is from Alpha Max Kashino. Okay. Next up, we have Little Witch Studio Formidable from Azalane. Okay, so the dressing version, standard version, is $290. There is a Hadaka version, yep, customable, for a similar price, or you can get both for $499. Yeah, getting to undress Formidable is nice, but I'll stick to the Alter one. Hopefully, I'll get her someday. Just that if there's less of an incentive to buy a figure released a year or 2 years ago, is that when I review them, nobody would watch them. That's the saddest part. And the last figure for today, God, this is a long video. Rosemary Vision Studio Shinano from Azalane. Standard version is going for, okay, never mind. The price is not yet confirmed. Early bird pre-order. Release date is actually December. And let's have a closer look. I can't even zoom in. This is the closest I can get. Shinano, we already have good options from genuine brands, be it, was it Fat or Apex Toys? Apex Toys is having a Race Queen version coming on the 30th of April. Watch out for that one, right? This week. So, Shinano, check out the genuine figures first, I guess. And that would be all for figures on pre-order this week. Which one will you pre-order early? Which one will you wait until after release or wait for bargain bins? Let me know down in the comments below. And until then, thanks a lot again for watching. And I'll see you guys soon in just a few days. Goodbye.